Alright, we're back at the crossroads in the shaded ruins. Shaded woods, technically, but anyway, we go on the leftmost road or path and encounter some of our old friends, the Falconers of Brightstone Cove, Sildora. These guys are actually in more than one place, so not actually native to Brightstone Cove. But never mind that, that doesn't matter in the slightest. What matters is that we are finally using the Crypt Blacksword. Finally, this is the loadout that we're gonna use for the rest of the game. Certainly the weapon that we're gonna use. We're probably gonna change our armor and stuff, but yeah, this is certainly the weapon for the run. And as you can see, or you might be able to see, that I have two spells attuned. One of them is Dark Weapon, which we got last time, but I also went ahead and got the Repair spell from Shaded Ruins off camera, because I didn't feel like showing that. But yeah, we are doing Drangleic Castle today, and we are on our way to the Shrine of Winter. The Shrine of Winter is a sort of a barrier, a progression barrier, I guess. You have to either have all 4 great souls, or you can also have 1 million total souls, and that is those are the two ways to open the Shrine of Winter, which is also the place where you access the Crown of the Ivory King DLC. But it's gonna be a while until we do that. We still have a lot of stuff to do in the base game. But yeah, this is the sort of area outside of Drangleic Castle, and it's raining, which is interesting. It's a cool vibe. I don't think there's another area in which it rains. None come to mind right now, but yeah. Anyway, I wanted to take some time and talk about the build for the Crypt Blacksword, because I feel like the previous episode was a bit too short for its own good, and I didn't have the time to fully explain what was going on. The editing got a bit out of hand with that one, I have to say. I got a bit carried away, admittedly, but yeah. Anyway, this weapon requires 40 strength and 10 dexterity and 12 intelligence and 12 faith. Those are the requirements. Now you can get away with, I believe, 20 strength, and you are still able to two-hand the weapon, which is how you would use it most of the time. But I wanted to go 40 strength because I wanted to be able to one-hand the weapon, so that I'm able to use a torch or a shield and still able to also use the weapon. So that's why I did that. And then even though the weapon only requires 12 intelligence and 12 faith, I did go to 20 intelligence and 20 faith. And the reason I did that is because if you talk to that guy in Huntsman's Copes, the dark guy, I don't know what his name is, but if you talk to him and you have 20 intelligence and 20 faith, he will give you the Sunset Staff for free. He will also give you the Hexer set, which is pretty cool, but I only cared about the Sunset Staff. It's a pretty good staff for hexes. Not that it matters for us necessarily, but it is a free staff and it looks pretty cool, so why not? And also this weapon is dark infused, so most of the damage of this weapon will come from both intelligence and faith, so might as well level those up a little bit. But yeah, this is an interesting room because in New Game Plus you get to fight 2 pursuers there, but yeah. This is the Drangleic Castle. This is where we're gonna get. This is interesting because this is where the final boss is. Technically, this is where you come to fight the final boss, but it is not when you fight the final boss. In the sense that we're not doing that now. We can't even get to the final boss, let alone fight them. But this is certainly where we will come to fight the final boss. In the meantime, we are fighting these guys, which is very satisfying to do with the Crypt Blacksword, of course. And we're on our way to get the what is it called? The Sublime Bone Dust as well. But anyway, as I was saying, in regards to the weapon build, the Sunset Staff, it actually requires 22 intelligence and 18 faith, so I actually had to respec twice to be able to use this loadout. I just took 2 points off of faith and put them in intelligence, so it wasn't a big deal, but I did have to do it, and we will spend the rest of this episode and the foreseeable future, I believe, pumping into faith to have both intelligence excuse me, to have both intelligence and faith be the same level, because the dark damage scales with both of them, so you do need to level both of them. Anyway, I would like to apologize for my gameplay here. It was not the best, and I do have an excuse for it, but I also have a good reason for it. The excuse is that I'm using a new weapon, and it's the complete and total opposite of the rapier. So this is why I'm getting hit a lot, and I'm getting stun locked by these guys. I don't have enough poise to be able to fully trade with this weapon. But yeah, the actual good reason is that well, I was messing around with my monitor settings, and I made it darker. I reduced the brightness, which was fine, but then I started playing the game, and it was very dark, extremely dark. I could not see anything. This is the main reason why I lit these torches, and when I dropped down here, I was unable to see anything. I could only use the unlit bonfire to guide me. The rest of it was a complete black screen, which was fun. It was very fun, of course. But yeah, we got the Faram set, which is the set I intend to be using. Certainly the helmet and the chest piece, but we'll see. And we go and talk to Dark Diver Grundle for the third time, and he invites us to join the Pilgrims of Dark, but we're not doing that right now. But we will do that when I do that video in which I fight all these miscellaneous bosses, such as the Gargoyles and Dark Lurker and whatever. But yeah, we can carry on with the castle if this guy would leave me alone for 2 seconds, so that I can get my bearings. But yeah, I do need some heavier armor with this weapon. I need some more poise to be able to trade, because yeah, I'm used to the rapier being a very fast weapon, so poise didn't really matter, because I was 9 times out of 10 I was the one to attack first and land the hit first. So I didn't really need poise, but this is a much slower weapon, so I do need some poise. Anyway, this is a weird room. This is such a mysterious room to me. I don't know what the point of it is. You just go in there and grab whatever's in that chest. It doesn't matter. But those creepy masks and those arrows really unnerved me for some reason, which might be the point of the area or the room. But yeah, it's fairly easy to navigate or to go through it, because you just roll and reach the chest, and you are safe, and then you can quickly go to the door, and you're safe again. But if you go the other way, it is much more difficult. Anyway, we are here at the quote-unquote hidden bonfire. I don't think this is so hidden. I mean, obviously, if you know about it, it's not hidden, but this is not an easy bonfire to find, I don't think. I certainly wouldn't have found it on my own. But anyway, it is time for the boss. This is what we're gonna use for the boss's dark weapon with the crit black sword, and we're gonna be doing quite a bit of damage, as you will soon see, with the 2 dragon riders. This is an interesting fight, because you have one melee dragon rider, but there's another one perched on top of that thing over there. He just fell down, and he is a ranged dragon rider. He shoots arrows at you, which is fun, of course. So this is pretty difficult to manage, but not impossible. And yeah, you can bait him to start using melee weapons as well. So not that bad. If yeah, that I suppose that would be a tip for this fight. You need to get the first Dragon Rider, the melee one, I mean, to demolish or knock down that pedestal this archer is standing on, and that will cause him to fall down and go into melee. But if he doesn't, then he will just stand up there and shoot arrows at you. But anyway, as you can see, a lot of damage has been dealt, and victory has been achieved, so that's good. Not that difficult of a fight, but I have died to it before, so it's not impossible to die there, certainly not. Anyway, we pumped 20 faith, as mentioned. We need to have intelligence and faith be equivalent, and then we are ready to go up and get the key to the King's Passage, which will open the boss, or the way to the boss, I should say. This room used to be very dangerous in Dark Souls 2, because you would drop down there and all of these guys, all of these stone guys would just get up and you would have to fight all of them. But that is no longer the case. None of them get up. And so you have to go and find and aggro these mannequins to bring them here. This is how you activate the elevator mechanism, which would be required for us to ride upwards, excuse me, to the top of Drangleic Castle and yeah, grab the key to the King's Passage alongside other miscellaneous items. And there's also a quest there, I believe, but I don't care about that. We get the old Knight Hammer, which is not good. I believe we get a chime here, Kaitha's Chime and Soul Greatsword, full of things I don't give a fuck about. Anyway, we use Dark Weapon again, and we are able to fight, or willing, I should say, to fight this guy, the Executioner Chariot horse thing. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, this fight does highlight how different the rapier is from this weapon, or I should say how it highlights how different the Great Blacksword is from the rapier. Because if you remember the actual boss fight with this enemy, we would just essentially just spam attack on him and he would just die. But with this weapon we have to be more tactical, we have to be slower, we have to be more methodical in our approach and only attack once at a time, except, you know, at the end where we can just spam. But yeah, it's the difference between high DPS and high damage per hit, I guess. I don't know what to call that. I guess it's all DPS, right, because it's damage per second, but it's the difference between multi-hit attacks and one-hit attacks, I guess. I don't know. It's the difference between strength and dex. That's the actual difference here. And I like both of them, but I like strength a bit more than dex. Dex has some negative connotations for me, because katanas are dexterity weapons. Anyway, we see what is in this chest. Let's find out together. Firestorm, which is a pyromancy, which we're not going to use. And in this chest is, I believe, a washing pole, but we need to kill the mimic first in order to loot that. Of course, the mimic, not really a challenge. He dies in 3 hits. You know, it's fine, whatever. And yes, we get the petrified dragon bone, which is very helpful. So helpful, in fact, that it will allow us to upgrade the weapon to +4, which is nice. Anyway, you don't have to go up here. I went up here just to show it off, but it's fine. You don't have to go up here, of course. This guy dies in 2 hits. Not a big deal. And then the gargoyle comes to life, because of course it does. Why wouldn't it come to life? I didn't show this fight because I was not very proud of it, but I did kill him, so there's that. You can just drop down here actually and bypass this room, but I want to go through the room because there's an Estus shard in there. But I don't know what happened, man, with these pyromancers. I used to not even care about them, and you know, in my most recent playthroughs, they are an actual challenge. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know when they got so difficult. I don't know, but yeah, that was a struggle to get past these two pyromancers. But I had to do it. I had to do it for the Estus shard, which is in this chest. The magic stone was dropped by the pyromancer, and the Estus shard was stored in the chest. Very good. And yeah, we can just go back to the bonfire again. If you know, have all the Estus shards for some reason or somehow, you can just bypass that room. So that's fine. Anyway, we level 21 faith as established, and we go again. Now we can get to ride this massive elevator, which takes a while actually, but I spared you the journey because it takes like I don't know how long it takes, but certainly more than I'm comfortable showing, I suppose. Again, very weird room. You need the key to the embedded for some quest over there. If you unlock that room, that woman there disappears. I don't know. I'm just here for the key to the King's Passage, man. I don't care about any of this. What's in this chest? I don't know. Soul Vessel and Fire Seed? I don't need those. What's in this? I think another spell? Great Magic Shield? Strong Magic Shield. Okay, great. Fantastic. And we are able to use the key to King's Passage to open the way to the King's Passage so that we can go through the King's Passage and fight the boss. I summoned that guy. I didn't really need to summon that guy, but I wasn't very confident in myself with this weapon, so I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna summon and use that guy as a distraction. But yeah, this is the Looking Glass Knight. This guy is special in a number of ways. The first way he's special is that his shield is always active. It always has an active hitbox, so your weapon would just bounce off of it if you were to hit it, so you always have to hit him on his right side, which is interesting. And his shield also acts as a summoning station. He can use it to summon an invader into the boss fight, which is, I'm sure, very fun if you're playing online. But since I'm offline, it will only summon an NPC invader, of course. But he only does that in the second phase or the second half of the fight, towards the end, certainly. So it's usually not that big of a deal offline because usually I kill him before he gets to summon anyone, or I kill him just after the NPC invader is spawned. So yeah, you know, he does take less damage when summoning, but then he takes more damage. So you know, it evens out. Victory has been achieved. The Looking Glass Knight has been defeated, and the Looking Glass Knight's soul acquired. Very good. And this is the area we're gonna go through in the next episode, Shrine of Amana. Very good, very good. That's gonna be an interesting and fun video, I'm sure. If you know, you know. Anyway, I will see you guys then. Have a good one.